What really gets a real estate open house going? Not just a crowded room, not just a steady stream of folks politely removing their shoes while quietly judging your life choices. We're talking about the type of open house where buyers walk in, pause for a sec, and immediately start mentally assigning future bedrooms for kids they don't even have yet. The kind where buyers aren't just throwing offers in, they're tossing them in with a sense of urgency, like they're fighting to get on the last helicopter out of a falling real estate market. According to some pretty high-end research conducted by clipboard wielders standing next to a fancy cheese board, it doesn't just happen by accident. Because here's the one thing you need to get straight. An open house doesn't start on Sunday. It starts the moment your listing goes live online, where it gets instant scrutiny from total strangers eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch in their sweatpants. Visibility is king, not a metaphor. If your listing isn't visible, it's basically invisible too, just like your gym membership after New Year's. You need to get your listing seen, and seen well, which means getting photos that make people stop scrolling and wonder, is this my dream home or just really good lighting? Those photos are basically the first impression, and if they're bad, if they're dark, weirdly angled, or look like your laundry room has a haunting presence, buyers will just keep on scrolling and emotionally commit to a different house with nicer countertops. Some sellers try fixing this by taking genuine photos, the blurry sync picture sort of thing, the ones that supposedly build character. Newsflash, it doesn't build character, it builds confusion. Now, if you really want to wow people, you add a 3D virtual tour. This lets buyers wander through your home virtually, which is just what they want, because it lets them get completely lost in your hallway layout before they even step foot in the place. By the time they show up for real, they're already half in love and 63% convinced the guest bathroom is right over there somewhere. Once you've drawn people in, you've got to do this super hard thing, not mess it up. This is called prep work. You've got to treat your home like a new product launch, except instead of a smartphone, you're unveiling your weird mail organizing habits. Which means getting rid of clutter. By clutter, I mean everything that suggests a human has ever actually lived in the home. Family photos? Gone. Personal stuff? Gone. That drawer full of mysterious old cables? Yeah, that's especially gotta go, because nobody wants to imagine taking over your emotional relationship with old chargers. The goal is simple. You want buyers to walk in and be like, I could live here. Not, who's Gary and why does he have 47 mugs? Staging gets a bad rap. People think it's just about making the place look pretty, but that's just not it. Staging is all about creating this controlled environment where buyers start making life decisions based on throw pillows. You are not decorating a home. You are manufacturing a feeling of space and flow, and maybe even a little bit of calm. The illusion that no one has ever fought over the TV remote. Done well, staging turns a house into a lifestyle, which is real estate speak for a place where your problems will be a little more expensive. Sensory manipulation is where the magic happens. Smell matters, lighting matters, the atmosphere matters so much it's almost science-y. According to some dude who once baked cookies before a showing, scent alone can boost buyer interest by a whole bunch. Soft lighting is warm and inviting, fresh air makes people chill out, and a subtle scent says your home has never known disaster, burnt toast, or a dog named Kevin. Meanwhile, outside, the outside of the house is working just as hard. The front door, the yard, the porch. This is called curb appeal, which is basically just real estate talk for judge me, but not too harshly. And finally, we get to the actual open house. This is the big show. This is where everything either comes together beautifully or falls apart into a hushed disaster involving one nervous couple whispering, "It's fine," which is not a good sign at all. First rule, the homeowner should not be there. This is super important, because nothing kills a buyer's imagination faster than the current owner standing in the kitchen saying, "We loved it here." Buyers don't want witnesses. They want freedom to snoop around, inspect the closets, and quietly hate your decorating choices. Time to enhance the atmosphere. Soft music. A snack or two. A welcome to our home vibe. These little touches encourage buyers to stick around, and the longer they stay, the more emotionally invested they become. Like someone who just came for the snacks and now they're part of a weird cult. At the same time, buyers are doing this crazy thing. They're pretending not to care. They'll nod and say things like, "It's nice." Inside, however, they're really having a debate. Budgets, future worries, whether they can live with that wonky corner, all being tossed around. That's why your job isn't to hassle them. Your role is to create such an atmosphere that their defenses quietly drop. Buyers are evaluating. They're asking questions. They're scanning for wear and tear. They're mentally comparing this home to every other one they've seen. And the best agents lean into this. They invite questions. They provide clear, helpful information. They offer printed materials, high-quality brochures that don't just list specs, but tell the story of the home and the neighborhood. Then everyone leaves and voila, the open house is over. And that's where a lot of open houses go wrong. They assume that's it. But it isn't, not by a long shot. Now comes the feedback stage, and this is where buyers will let you know exactly what's off, usually in excruciating detail. This room felt cramped. Colorway felt jarring. I don't trust that light fixture. These insights are really useful because they spell out exactly what's standing between you and a sale, which is usually something tiny, fixable, and pretty annoying. So what have we learned so far? You can't just put on an open house, no more than you can just have a wedding without all the behind-the-scenes stuff, or some poor lass on the verge of a nervous breakdown, or, God forbid, Linda with her opinions. A proper open house is a well-oiled machine, with all moving parts in place. Marketing gets people through the door. Staging gives it some emotional oomph. The atmosphere keeps them there. And then there's the feedback, which helps make things better. Miss one piece of that jigsaw and you're in trouble. Get all of it working together though, and before you know it, you've got real momentum. And finally, if there's one thing to take away, that's it. Your marketing is the first impression, not the last. Your house isn't just a house, it's a carefully crafted emotional experience. You need to be absent from the whole shebang. And feedback, well, that's just free consulting from people who nearly gave you their cash.